Hi folks, welcome back to the channel and another flight with Simpilot 2450. Today we have a nice GA flight just south of Lake Michigan. We will be flying in the A2A Piper PA-24 Comanche. We'll be departing Aurora Municipal Airport and flying southeast to Gary International Airport. These two airports, what I really like to feature is that they're fabulous GA executive airports. If you don't want to be flying into O'Hara or Midway, you could use both of these airports. You could fly in, with your business jet or your regular GA aircraft. They're both very friendly to both. And it's just a fun way to get into the Chicago area without going into O'Hara. So we will feature both of these sceneries. They are custom sceneries, and they're sceneries done by UK 2000. Alright, so let's go to the airport. Welcome to Aurora Municipal Airport. As I mentioned, this is a fabulous GA executive airport that provides you wonderful opportunities if you want to fly in the Chicago area but not necessarily fly into, say, O'Hara. You see, we have a good representation of business jets and GA aircraft. So this airport really provides a lot of opportunity for a bunch of different pilots, and they have done a great job with the airport. See here we have a real fancy FBO that you can drive in underneath the cover, pick up your passengers. Matter of fact, that's what we're doing today. We're picking up a couple passengers. Here's our Comanche right now waiting. But it's a beautiful little airport. It's by UK 2000. But again, what I love about it is you have such a variety of opportunities for different aircraft to fly in here. A close-up here of some of the buildings. We've got some helipads. This scenery currently is on sale at the marketplace. This is how I purchased it. I think it's a great little scenery. Got all kinds of different opportunities for your flying using this airport. You're not too far from Oshkosh. Meigs is just a few miles away. You can take a tour around the city of Chicago. Ooh, looks like there's a P-51 sitting there. Let's take a look. Yeah, it is. Well, that's cool. See, there's plenty of other hangar spaces with plenty of open hangars that you could park in. You can go check one of those out if you like. Yeah, so you've got some empty hangars that you can park in. But of course you've got some that are occupied with the doors up. That gives you a great look. Fantastic. Alright, let's head over to the FBO. I've got a few little finishing touches on my paperwork, and then we'll jump in the aircraft and get going. Alright, we finished up our paperwork. Left the FBO here. It's pretty busy inside. Let's go jump in the aircraft and get going. The Comanche is a really nice aircraft to fly, you'll see. Got our passengers loaded. Alright, I've climbed in here, buckled up. How you guys doing? All buckled up? Good. Alright, let's get started. Close the door or lock it. Get a little bit of air in here, it's hot. Alright, let's get our fuel on. Looks good. Okay, we'll come on with our master switch. Rotating beacon. Hear that beacon. Alright, we're going to crack the throttle. Coming ahead with the props. Full on the mixture. We'll turn on the fuel pump. We'll look here to see if we get some fuel pressure building up. And there goes the needle. I'm going to bring the throttle ahead once. Come back. Now just crack that throttle. Check our prop area. Clear prop. Off with our fuel pump. Let's close the windows. Make it a little quieter in here. That sounds good. Alright, let's get our avionics on. We'll sit here just for a couple of minutes, let things warm up. Finish with our GPS. 104. 104. Let's go ahead. Contact ground. We will be departing to the east.
Aurora ground Piper 2450 with whiskey, request taxi for takeoff east departure.
Piper 2450 taxi to and hold short of runway tree via taxiway Papa Charlie Papa cross runway 18 Papa. Contact tower on 120.6 when ready.
taxi to and hold short runway tree via taxiway Papa Charlie Papa Cross runway 18 Papa Piper 2450.
Alright, so we'll come on with our taxi light. Off with our brakes. And we will head to 33. Trim is set, neutral. Let's get our takeoff flaps, one notch of flaps. We'll get down here and we'll do our run up. Looks to be a nice day. We'll probably climb to somewhere around 5,500. We are flying a heading of 104, so we need to be odd thousands plus 500. So I think 5,500 is a good altitude for us today. We could possibly climb to 7,500. I'd like to at least get to maybe the tops of these clouds. It'll be a little bit cooler and won't be quite as bumpy. We'll see. Let's go ahead and stop here. We'll do our run up. Set our parking brake. Alright, let's come ahead with the throttles to 2,000. Nice and gentle. We'll do a mag check. Looks good. Left mag. That looks good. Check the carb heat. That's good. Now let's cycle up props. One more time. Alright, everything looks good there. Taxi up to our hold short point. Okay, our T's and P's look good, all in the green. So we'll rotate right around 70 and climb out somewhere around 110, 120. If we go to 120, we can see over the nose pretty well, and that's just a good cruise climb. Alright, let's contact the tower here.
Aurora Tower Piper 2450 ready for departure to the east at runway tree.
Piper 2450, altimeter 29.9er, wind 27 tree at 4. Departure to the east approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree Piper 2450.
Okay, we'll come on with our fuel pump, landing lights, and our strobe. You guys all set? Good. So we'll basically hand fly this up to our cruising altitude, and I'll level off there, and probably then come back, check in with you right before the descent. Everything's in the green, so that's good. Alright, well, let's come in with our power. Nice and smooth. Right rudder here. So there's 70, gonna come back with a little bit of back pressure, and we're off. Come up with our gear. Flaps coming up. Set our climb power.
Piper 2450, continue for east departure.
Aurora Tower Piper 2450 continue for east departure.
So now what I'm doing is we're going to roll to our intercept heading. Holding a little bit of back pressure, and I want to trim for somewhere right around 110. So right now I'm needing to put a little down pressure on the yoke, so I'm going to come in with a little bit of down trim. There's 110. That looks pretty good. We got a pretty good visibility over the nose. So we'll keep coming around. So right now I'm trimmed up for about 110. I have no pressure on the yoke. I'm not pushing down or pulling up. And that's what you need to do, is trim for each phase of your flight. So this is a good intercept heading right here. So we'll roll out. Okay, so we have our climb power set. So we'll come off with our fuel pump and our landing lights. There, so I'm basically flying hands off. I'm going to come in with just a little bit of
Piper 2450, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Aurora Tower Piper 2450 frequency change. Chicago approach Piper 2450 is type 2 miles northeast of Aurora 3,100 feet. Request flight following.
Piper 2450, Chicago approach. Squawk 6305.
Squawk 6305 Piper 2450.
Piper 2450, radar contact 3 miles east of Aurora 3,600 feet. Altimeter 29.9er.
Roger Piper 2450.
So there, we're hand flying the climb out. See, we're getting some movement here on our force deflection. We'll start to roll into our desired heading. See if we have any wind. Looking like we've got just a teeny bit off the tail, 4 knots. So we might have to have a slight crab. So maybe something like that. The aircraft does have an autopilot. It's not as sophisticated as most of the aircraft you're used to in the sim. I'll show you that once we level off. So as we prepare for our level off, we want to level off at 5,500 feet. You see we're climbing at basically 800 to 900 feet a minute. Let's say 1,000 feet so we can do the math easy. I like to go 10% of that climb rate. So 10% of that would be 100. So when we get to 5,400, we're going to start to lower our nose. Okay, so I'm using quite a bit of down pressure here on the yoke, and I need to keep holding that. We'll come back to our cruise power. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is come in with some down trim to relieve that down pressure on the yoke. Our goal is we should be able to take our hands off the yoke and the aircraft flying nice and level.
Decimal tree 5 Piper 2450.
Got a little distracted here on the radios.
Chicago approach Piper.
All right, let's get this baby trimmed up.
5,400 feet.
Piper 2450 Chicago.
So there's 5,500. It's feeling pretty good right there. Alright, so I'll show you the autopilot. We can engage it here, and what happens first is you'll get a green light telling you that the autopilot is ready to, it's operational. There's the green light. So now we want to have it follow the GPS. So what we're going to do is cycle through. That's straight and level, that's your heading. Here's your GPS. Okay, now if we want to engage the altitude, you hit that and you see the blue light came on, so now it's holding our altitude. I've got a few bumps today. Lean it out a little bit. Just high enough to have a decent ride. think we'll stay here at 5,500 rather than climbing to 7,500. So why don't I get back to you when we're getting ready to descend. Welcome back to the cockpit. We are 22 nautical miles out in about 8 minutes, so let's start our descent. Alright, to start our descent, what we've done is we took off the altitude hold, and now I'm just reducing the power. We are 7 minutes out, so we're going to want a descent of somewhere between 1,000 feet a minute and 500 feet a minute. We've got basically 4,000 feet to lose, so let's stay right around 1,000 feet. Looking pretty good. This is the Little Calumet River. Let's see if I can get the airport frequency.
Gary Tower Piper 2450 is 16 miles west, 3,900 feet with Gulf to land.
Piper 2450 Gary Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er2, wind 274 at 4. Make left downwind runway tree 0.
Make left traffic runway tree 0, Piper 2450.
Set our heading bug. That's important during your pattern work, so you can make your 90-degree legs for your downwind, base, final, crosswind. Cylinder head temperature is still in the green. I'm going to reduce the power a little bit more. What I'm also going to do now is also bring in just a little bit of trim. And what's happening is I'm using the trim to kind of set my rate of descent. And what will happen is we'll end up bleeding off a little bit of airspeed. Because when I reduce that additional throttle setting, of course the rate of descent should have increased. But by coming in with a little bit of up trim, I'm keeping the rate of descent right around 700 where we were. And because of that, what's going to happen is the airspeed's going to bleed off. And you see we've come down from 160 to 150. And it's speed management. This aircraft, you need to get it slowed up, so by the time we get close to the airport to start to enter our pattern, I'm going to want to be at least down to 120. So we're slowly bleeding that airspeed off. We're 10 miles out now. We'll come on with our landing lights. Here's the airport right here. So just brought the nose up a teeny bit. Bleed some more airspeed off. Still got a rate of descent of 500 feet. And we're going to be leveling off at about 1,600, 1,700. I'll check the airport elevation here. Yeah, 1,600 for our pattern. Our airspeed's coming down nice. By the time we level off, that will bleed off the additional airspeed we need to bleed off. here's 1700, and again we've got a rated descent of 500 feet, so 50 feet will start leveling off. That's 50 feet. Coming up with the nose a little bit. Coming in with some trim now. And we'll bleed that speed right off to 120. So that's 120, that's good. We're a little above 120, but we're within the flap and gear range. So probably here's our runway. For our offset, we'll be somewhere, not really familiar with this aircraft yet. But let's get to a parallel heading here. And we'll probably use an offset somewhere around the tip tank or just inside the tip tank. Okay, so now we're on a parallel heading, so we're on our downwind. Runway heading is 306. So there's 306. I'll show you what I mean with the tip tank. So I'm looking at the tip tank here. Right now we're going to be lined up pretty much with the runway. So we're a little further out maybe than what I would normally like to be. But again, haven't flown this aircraft enough to really find out where I want to be. The one thing, the further you're out, it gives you a little bit more time if you have not gotten your airspeed where you like it. So you see, we're just inside the tip tank, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to come down with our gear. Come on with our fuel pump. And now with that additional drag of the gear, it's starting to slow us down a little bit, so I'm readjusting our trim. See, we've gained 100 feet. Keep things lined up here. So that's looking better. Our airspeed, we want to get down to about 100 is where we'd like to be right
Piper
now.
2450, wind 274 at 4. Cleared to land runway tree 0.
So I've come in with a little bit of power.
Cleared to land runway tree 0, Piper 2450.
So a good visual clue for you for turning base is getting a 45-degree angle here off the threshold. We're almost there. Airspeed's looking good. Alright, so we'll turn base. And what I like to do now is come in with a notch of flaps. Actually, I'm going to come in with 2 notches. And we'll start slowing it up for 80 knots. So I'm coming back. As I reduce the power, I'm going to have a little bit of pressure on the yoke to maintain our altitude. And while I'm doing that, I'm bringing in some up trim to relieve that pressure. So there's our 90, looking good. And the key is to get trimmed up here. So we're trimmed right now for about 80 knots. Okay, so now really what we're going to do is all of the pitch is going to be done by our throttle. Coming in full with the props, full with our mixture. I'm reducing power to increase that rate of descent. You see our airspeed's going to stay right around 80. So that's what we're trimmed up for. Coming in still a little more trim to get that set nice. Overshot a little bit.
500.
So again, we're going to be using throttle to maintain our pitch. We're a little low. Come in with some more power. A little more power now. Not my best landing approach, has it? We're going to be okay. So now we'll basically just fly it on. Starting to reduce the power just a little bit. There, we made it. Take this taxiway.
2450, turn next taxiway.
We'll come off of the fuel pump. Landing light.
Piper 2450, contact ground on 121.9er.
Going to 121.9er Piper 2450. Gary Ground Piper 2450 request taxi.
We're going right here to the FBO.
Piper 2450, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Charlie.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Charlie Piper 2450.
So this is Gary International Airport, but once again, it's a great GA executive airport. Park, we'll get out and take a little tour. And there, we'll set our parking brake. Come back with our mixture. Turn our lights off. Avionics.
You need to set parking brakes to request ground services.
And we'll come off with the power. So let's get out. We'll take a walk around the airport, get my passengers out. You guys all set? Okay, let me get you out. Give me 1 minute. Let's take a little look at Gary International. As you can see, really, it's more of a business jet executive GA airport than it is a commercial airline airport. They have received and used to receive some traffic, but really not anything today. Let's speed this up a little bit. How's that? Let's get this set. So you see the commercial end of the airport. There are a couple of parking locations here, but they really don't get a lot of activity anymore. They do get some bigger jets. UPS actually is located here, so there is some good sized jets coming in. Here's another fancy FBO. Pretty neat. Lots of hangar space down here. If I could run this damn thing. Once again, as you guys know, I can fly an aircraft, but I can't run a damn controller. You see, all kinds of space for the GA. A really fun little airport. This is right off from Lake Michigan. Check the hangar out. Real nice hangar. And let's get a bird's eye view here. Again, I like these airports just because of the variety that it provides to you. You know, you can come in here with your business jet. You can come in here with your Cessna 150 if you want. Got all kinds of opportunities. See some open hangars where you can park your airplanes if you like. Fancy dancy FBO. Come in with your business jet. Just a real nice airport. Again, there's the commercial operation, fire station, nice place to get some work done on your jet if you need some work done. Nice job in the hangars. Excellent scenery. And again, the scenery is by UK 2000. is the Comanche. So thank you again for flying with me. Until next time, have a great one. Thank you again for watching, and if you could, please show your support for this video and the channel by liking and subscribing, so others like you can find the channel. Thanks.